Okay.
Okay, hello everyone. I hope you guys are doing really well. This is the last week of September. We have 4 full days ahead of us that we can make an impact on this month. And I really want you to think about the stuff that you can do to set yourself up to not only close out this month, but really also start October with a bang. And uh, several things. Number one, taking a look at all of your preferred clients. Who has rewards? Do they know that they have them? The number two, if you have anybody who needs to renew, that's also super important to contact those people. Anyone that has free shipping that's available to them on top of rewards, making sure that they have that. Circling back and following up with the people that you have been talking with, and absolutely right now I have several people who are interested in getting started with the nutrition group that starts next Monday, and there is still time, but you got to get on the horn and get their products ordered ASAP. So there is a group that will be starting on Monday. I'll get added to that group, and then I'll put a post on Facebook so that you guys can let me know if you want to be added to that, so that you can add people to that. But I am super excited to let Kathy Maloney, our awesome Kathy Maloney, who's out in New Jersey, she is on the phone because she is looking at something on her computer to train us a bit on something that she has been utilizing that she found through MJ Durkin. And I think that this can be really pivotal for everyone on our team regarding when you were setting appointments and keeping the appointment, because obviously part of it is setting it, right? But the second part is keeping the appointment. And so I'm going to go ahead and hand it over to Kathy and let her train us a bit. And then I will have some other final thoughts about closing out this month. So Kathy, I'll go ahead and let you take it away.
Okay. Hi, Julianne. I am going to train on MJ Durkin. I work with him on a monthly basis, and he recently came out with something called personal touch marketing. And it's a way for when you invite people to a launch or a group presentation, it's a way to make sure that the people come. Not that at the last minute they call and say, oh, I'm really sorry, I have to do this, this, and this. And especially when you're launching a new person, this is really important to about the business. If nobody shows up to their launch, it can be a little bit depressing. But if people show up for their launch, then it's very exciting. So if you're not familiar with MJ Durkin, he gives quite a bit of free calls throughout the month. There's another one on Thursday evening at 9 o'clock, and these are free calls that you can just dial in, listen to, and he gives out nuggets of information. And if you want some information on that, you can reach out to me and I'll help you figure out how to get on those calls. But he is very supportive of three-way calling, meaning that when you have a new person join your team, you sit down with them and you make the calls with them. And I've used this. It's very effective. At first, it's a little weird, and he has a whole call that talks about three-way calling. But right now, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about what we call personal touch marketing. This is used after you have spoken to the person and they have agreed to come to your home demonstration or your home event or a launch for your new person. And so it's perfect for use in launch parties, very effective for use in in-home presentations. And he says you need to reach out to the people who've never seen a full presentation and go through your warm market list again. And he also gives the exact wording to what to say when you call these people, and that's also on one of these calls. But personal touch marketing is after the person has agreed to attend your new client's launch, you must touch the person 3 times before they attend the launch. So if we're calling on, say we're making the phone calls tonight for a launch next Monday evening. So if we make the phone calls tonight and I call 5 people and they all agree that they can attend next Monday night, starting tomorrow morning, whoever the launch is for. So if I'm launching Julianne, then we're going to make the calls with Julianne. 5 of our people have agreed to come to her event next Monday evening. So on Wednesday morning, Julianne is going to write a handwritten thank you note to each of those people. So if her friend Susan agreed to come, she's going to take out a nice thank you note and just say, hey, Susan, I'm so excited that you're able to attend my launch party next Monday night at 7 p.m. It's going to be really nice to see you. I'm really looking forward to it. And I just want to let you know how much I appreciate your support of me starting my new business with Arbonne. I'm very excited to get to my first promotion with Arbonne, and your offer and your willingness to help me is absolutely amazing. I really appreciate it. I look forward to seeing you on Monday evening. And you mail that out on Wednesday morning to Susan. So she'll get that Thursday, Friday at the latest. The next touch you're going to send to Susan is a Facebook message, and that's going to happen on Friday evening or Saturday. You're going to say, hey, Susan, I saw your son, Andrew, playing at the baseball game that you posted on Facebook. That's so cute. He really got so much bigger. I can't believe how fast these kids grow. And I'm just so excited to catch up with you on Monday night when you attend my Arbonne launch, and just so excited to see you. And then on Sunday, you're going to text Susan and just say, Susan, I'm just preparing for my launch tomorrow night, and I just wanted to say thank you again for coming and agreeing to support me, and can't wait to see you tomorrow night. And the whole thing is, he says that guilt is a very powerful emotion, and by you reaching out 3 times, there is no way that Susan is not going to attend. There's no way she's going to call you at 6 o'clock before a 7 o'clock presentation and say, oh my gosh, I got delayed at the soccer game, I can't make it. She is going to come. And the reason I know that this works is I've been doing it, but I've also had it done to me before I even saw this presentation, and it worked so well. I was invited to a little photo album type of event for women that is in one of my networking groups. And it was a Friday night. I had 2 other things I wanted to do. And she did the exact same thing. She sent me a little note in the mail. She sent me a Facebook message, and then she texted me. And I could not go. And I went, and I actually had a really good time. So this is something that really works, and I just wanted to share it because I know how frustrating it is when people don't show up, or they say they're going to come and then they don't. So that's that.
That's awesome. Okay, so let me ask you this. I feel that this also could be translated to what we were doing as far as with the 30 asks, or meeting somebody for coffee or asking them to watch the video. I'm not sure if it has to be 3 times, but I do think that sending someone a text back right away saying, thank you so much for being open to watching these. It means the world to me. Excited to chat with you for a few minutes on Thursday at 2 o'clock, something like that. And then you send another thing maybe on Wednesday saying, hey, don't forget to watch those videos real quick. I'm looking forward to talking to you at 2 o'clock. It means so much to me, and I'm really excited to chat. Don't you think you could do that as well?
Absolutely, yes. But his whole thing is, if you're talking about having someone come to an event, he's stressing a minimum of 3 times throughout when he does his presentation. But yeah, I think that would definitely work for the 30 and 30, the calls that you're trying to get people on.
Yeah, and any kind of appointment. Let's say you didn't even send them videos ahead of time, but you scheduled a lunch with someone that is a big time prospect, making sure that they don't, I do think that it does reduce the amount of rescheduling and cancellations when you're reinforcing that it means a lot to you and that you're excited to meet, or that it's going to be fun. And, but like it has to be a combination of both. I would, right?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Because
yeah, I mean,
you don't want them to be
absolutely.
like, oh,
Because when I went to,
yeah, go. Sorry.
Right. No, when I went to that event, like I did have fun to my event. And so like you want to say, you can even say that in your message, it's going to be so much fun. But yeah, this definitely works. Is it another step that you have to, send out the invitation in the mail? It's another step, but it only takes like 2 or 3 minutes to write out the little invite and put it in the mail. And we don't even get things hardly in the mail anymore. So when people get stuff, they're going to open it. They're going to read it.
And I totally agree with that, Kathy, that taking the time to, like you can go to any Hallmark or whatever and get those just generic invitations where you can write stuff in, right? And so you can have those on hand.
Right.
It doesn't have to be something. It doesn't have to be something crazy fancy, but getting something through the mail that is written, really, people pay attention to it way more than something.
Right, I know. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Okay, so Kathy, gosh, thank you so much. So here, you guys, here's the other thing that I wanted to just say regarding like finishing our month. We have 4 days left, and this is so where the rubber meets the road in that. I'm just going to do it next month. Totally. And you guys, I do it too. I get in this place of, I'm just wiped out and I'll do it next month or whatever. And it's like, no, because that's the thing. Okay. Molly Guile, we had here in Kansas City, we had our impact training this past weekend. And I know there were a lot of you who are in my Central Nation. You guys are not local. And so I have to share some of the stuff that we learned or like that I gleaned from it, because I think that this is so important. But one of the things that Molly Guile said, she's such a neat person and she's a good friend of mine. And she's just absolutely fabulous. But one of the things that she said in her training that really, I was like, oh, that is so good. And I want you to really think about this. Are you playing to win? Or are you playing not to lose? And I think that's kind of like ouch. Ooh. I think that there are a lot of times where I recognize, like recently, where I'm like, I think I've been playing not to lose. I don't know if I've necessarily been playing to win. I've just been playing not to lose. I've been doing activity, doing stuff, but it's that whole mindset she said of like the soccer game where you're tied and there's one timeout or whatever left and somebody has a mentality of like just don't lose versus no, go for the goal and win this thing. You only have like so many seconds left in the game or whatever and you're gonna win. Like, are you playing to win or are you playing not to lose is a really, like, I think that's a good gut check. She also talked about that with this gift that we've been given, with this amazing business and all that we know that it has to offer with the great products and everything. Like, she asked the question, are you on a mission? And lately I have been on a mission because that girl, like she ended up being a consultant with another company, and it totally drives me crazy because I know it's my fault because I didn't talk to her and I had thought of her before. But her thing is like, are you really on a mission? And I had something that happened to me, this weekend at a conversation that was had where I really feel like I had this wake up call. So a couple weeks ago, I had a conversation with someone where, and I've used this analogy a lot, and I want you to think about the people that you're talking to that you want on your team. Okay. The people that you really are prospecting, or you're like, they would be amazing. And, like they so deserve what this has to offer. And you see a need or a desire or, a void in their life, whatever it is. You're like, oh my gosh, I want you to think about the analogy of when you're talking to them, are you all in? Are you all in and you're laying yourself out there? You're laying out all the stuff on your heart that you want to say to them. Are you putting that out, like your vision for what you see happening with this business for you and your loved ones and the people that you care about, and how this is going to be really awesome? Are you on a mission, or are you playing it safe? And I've been thinking that I've been on a mission, because I have, to a certain degree. I have been talking to people. I've been filling up my calendar, whatever. But it was really this gut check of this concept of, are you all in? Have you jumped out of the plane where you're not holding on to safety anymore, so to speak? And you're like, I'm going for this. Like, I'm out of the plane, I'm dropping, and the parachute's going to open. Or are you ready and you're on the side of the plane and you're looking down and you're freaked out, but you're excited, but you have your goggles on and you're like, okay, I'm doing this. I'm doing this. And you are going through the motions, but you haven't really jumped yet. Because there's a difference with the intention behind you asking. Deanna Herron and Molly Guile in our special evening, for those of you, for the people that earned it, they talked about, you can go through the motions. You can fill your calendar. You can have the 6 to 8 presentations, or, the rolling 10 income producing activities that we talk about, having 10 income producing activities on your calendar every month. They're like, you can do the do, and you cannot have the result. And the reason is that you're missing the intention behind the doing the do. And this isn't a to-do list necessarily. This is about putting yourself into it and, and like jumping into this. And it just really hit me where I was like, oh, I have been teetering personally. I've been teetering on the edge, but there have been things that I know that I could say that I didn't, that were on my heart that I didn't. Am I doing the little bit extra? Am I pushing myself out of my comfort zone? And, the other thing that was said, and I think that this is the other thing to ring true, is, comfort is about us. Like, comfort is about myself. It's not about other people. If I'm staying in my comfort zone, it's totally about me. And it is really nice to be in, it's cozy in your comfort zone, but it's also boring and you don't necessarily feel alive. Like you're just being all that you can be and the best of what you can be, and you're learning, and you're supposed to be failing. We're supposed to be having no's. We're supposed to be figuring out, okay, yeah, that didn't work very well. I need to do it differently. But looking at everything as an experiment, not like a win-lose scenario. I want you to feel like you're experimenting in your Arbonne business. Experiment. Like, experiment is like fun and playful and exciting. And it's like, okay, let's figure it out. Let's see what works and what doesn't work. But acting like everything rests on the yes or the no is not fun, and it's paralyzing. So I want you to think about that this is an experiment, and are you really putting your whole self in? Have you jumped out of the plane where you're experimenting, and your parachute is going to open, but you cannot open the parachute when you're in the plane, and you can't have that exhilaration. So those are kind of my final thoughts, and like my big takeaway from this weekend was just this higher level sense of urgency in a very positive way that, this is important, because it really is about other people. It really is. And you do not know to the degree that somebody needs this business until you really put it out there and you start asking them, like, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Like, do you see anything changing? Do you want to be in the same spot 5 years from now? Or would you like more? And you guys, there are people that don't want more. or they want more, but they don't want to do anything about it. And that's fine. We're not looking for those people. But when you ask with intention of like, I'm going somewhere and I'm bringing as many people with me as possible. Do you say that? Do you say like, I want to bring as many people to this place as I possibly can because I think that this is one of the best things out there. I don't see anything else that's more enriching personally, socially, and financially. So I just encourage you, be on a mission these last 4 days. And, I don't feel great. I'm battling a cold and I am like literally going back and forth in my brain on like, oh, I don't feel good. I just don't want to make that phone call. I'll do that follow-up call maybe tomorrow when when I feel better. And I've been like, no, I have told myself that this is what I was going to do this month and I'm going to do it. I was going to use a bad word, but that probably isn't good. So anyways, but like, I'm going to do it no matter what. And I just want, like, you playing small doesn't serve anyone, and it really doesn't serve you, and it doesn't serve the people that you actually care about. So like, move into that place of, jumping out of the plane. We all have fears. And it doesn't matter whether you're executive national vice president like myself, or you're a brand new consultant. We all have fears, and to varying degrees. And the thing is that on the flip side of fear is boldness. And the stuff that is literally on the other side of fear is exactly what you want, but you got to go through it in order to get it. There's no way around it. I wish there was, but there's just no way. So you've got to realize that you're not going to die if that person looks at you sideways. We're not going to die if somebody is like, yeah, I so don't get what you're doing, and I think you're kind of weird for doing it. You're not going to die. You're not going to die if people are like, oh, all she cares about is her Arbonne business. You're not going to die. You're not going to die from putting yourself out there, and we act like we are. So do what you need to do to set the end of this month up for success. And, maybe I'm going to have 5 people join the healthy living group in October. I'm going to make sure I have 5 new people, and like they're buying the nutrition set. Like, maybe that's your goal, getting further into your qualification for districts. If you are at 1,000 or 1,500, you can get to 2,500, and you need to get to 2,500. If your life depended on it, you would. If your child's life, if you have kids or whatever dependent on it, you would. So don't stop making excuses. Like, get yourself further, because that's what this is going to take in order for this business to really take off for you and for you to actually feel and live the advantages. So use that personal touch marketing. I think, Kathy, thank you so much. I love that. I think it is so fantastic, and it's very doable and concrete. And watch how your business turns in that you are that you're holding more presentations. They're not canceling on you. You guys, I think every single one of you is absolutely fantastic. And my final words is, a Molly Guile or a Christy Dreiling or a Valerie Edwards or, a Deanna Herron. Like, none of these women have anything that you don't have, other than that they have continued to work on themselves and put themselves out there. There truly isn't any difference except for those 2 things. And so, you have every ability to be wherever you want in this business. Just go for it. So I hope you have an amazing last week. The nation meeting, I know for you guys in New Jersey, I think there's a meeting that you guys go to on Monday night. We have 2 meetings. We have the Kim Hoffman meeting that I'm going to be speaking at Monday night on the 3rd, and Marcy Van Beber will have hers on Tuesday the 4th. And, bring a guest, bring several guests, and make it count. Make that income producing activity count, and just close this week like you can. I love you guys, and I will talk to you later.